Husson University. The NCAA North Atlantic Conference and Husson University promote good sportsmanship by the student-athletes, coaches, and spectators of today's contest. We request your cooperation by supporting the participants and officials in a positive manner. Profanity, racial, or sexist comments, or other intimidating actions directed at officials, student-athletes, coaches, or team representatives will not be tolerated and are grounds for removal from Boucher Field. For today's game. First for the visiting Hornets. In goal, number 0, Carly Cordwell. Number 3, Leilini Medina. Number 7, Macy Perez. Number 9, Victoria Feety. Number 11, Grace Hosselton. Number 13, Malia Wilson. Number 14, Alyssa Fryman. Number 24, Felicity Flores. Number 25, Ryan Fortin. Number 26, Maka Cruel. And number 29, Kiara Mack. The Hornets are under the direction of head coach Chris Gilmore. And now let's meet the starting lineup for your Husson University Eagles. In goal, a junior from Thompson, Maine, number 0, Hannah Kenny. A junior from Bangor, Maine, number 2, Mackenzie Lambert. A sophomore from Ellsworth, Maine, number 8, Addie Lasley. A graduate student from Rockport, Maine, number 9, Charlotte Messer. A senior from Salem, Massachusetts, number 10, Lindsay Russell. A junior from Glenburn, Maine, number 11, Kate Harriman. A junior from Orono, Maine, number 16, Sophia Mullins. A sophomore from Kingston, Massachusetts, number 17, Kendra Donahue. A junior from Hudson, Florida, number 21, Natalie Aviola. A sophomore from Deerfield, New Hampshire, number 23, Kaylee Nault. And a junior from Portsmouth, Rhode Island, number 26, Megan Buddymeyer. The Eagles are under the direction of head coach Dennis Mullins, and he's assisted by Lauren Crofton McDonald, Nick Christensen, and Matt Goodman. Fans, at this time, we ask you please rise and honor America with the playing of our national anthem.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Avery Henningsen, and I'm joined by Kane Trenoweth Welcome to Boucher Field on the campus of Husson University as the Husson Women's Eagles soccer team will be taking on Vermont State University Lyndon. The Eagles are coming off a 1-0 victory over conference rival Maine Maritime, while Lyndon is coming into this matchup having only scored 1 goal on the season. Caden, what are the matchups we're going to see out there today?
Well, we're gonna see Husson really attack early. We're gonna see them try to put this game to bed easy. Lyndon only 1 goal on the year, so Husson, if they come out to a fast offensive start, we could see the big win for Husson today.
And one other important thing to watch out for in this one, Lyndon coming into this one, not the biggest roster out there. They're probably going to lose a couple more to the volleyball game later. Some dual athletes out there on the field, but coming into this one, bringing only 12 players to the field, we received word that they're probably going to lose 2 or 3 of those at 1 o'clock. This Eagles team is going to look to get up early and then try to keep that going throughout this one.
Another storyline going into this one, Hannah Kenny making her first start in a match since she got injured. Dennis Mullins, giving her the okay to start. The goalkeeper who was injured late last year back inside the post to start this one.
Yeah, it's good to see Hannah Kenny back out there on the field. You see her teammates hyping her up out there. Been working her way back in, has kind of come in the later half of some games that were already pretty much decided. And I got some more reps and now getting the start in net here against Lyndon. The Eagles will start with the ball, moving left to right, wearing the all-white uniforms. Lyndon will be wearing the green and gold. Moving right to left, we'll see if the Eagles can get something going early on here, as this one's going to trickle all the way through to the goalkeeper, Carly Cordwell. Gonna scoop this one up, kind of move it up the field a little bit. This Lyndon team led by Ryan Forden, who's been one of their best athletes across a multitude of sports. Number 25. She won the Dudley Bell Award last season for Lyndon's most outstanding athlete, both basketball, softball, and soccer.
That's very rare to see that in college. You can see it a lot in high school. It's kind of not something you see a lot, or if at all, in college athletics.
A lot of these players have a pretty much year-round season, and to have 3 different year-round seasons is difficult, as this one's a shot from Harriman, saved by the goalkeeper. Ball in from Lasley, and that one will be saved by the Hornets, who avoid early disaster on that one. That was almost a prime chance there for the Eagles to get one on the board early. 2 good shots, both from Messer and Lasley. This one finding Messer in the midfield. He's going to make a few moves, send a pass towards Aviola. She's going to get pass across. This one off the goalkeeper. Out for a corner kick for the Eagles.
Cordwell's been faced with a lot so far early on. She's done really well keeping that ball in front of her.
Coming into this one, Cordwell facing an average of 40 shots against her per game. Not exactly the numbers you want as a goalkeeper, or as a defense, that is. Does have a 78% save percentage on those shots, though, as this one's going to go over the top of everybody. Looks like the Eagles might have had a free head chance on that one. Couldn't quite manage to find the back of the net.
You don't see 40 shots a lot, even in a sport like hockey. To see it in soccer, it's quite a stat to throw out there.
This one sent up the line. It's going to find its way to Mullins eventually. Going to send a pass to Messer. Eagles looking to build out of the midfield. It's been something they've been trying to work on all season. This one out wide to Lambert. Going to find Harriman on the wing. Harriman's going to try to cut this one back inside, but giving it away to Lyndon. And Lambert's going to come in and shut that one down. That was Medina who had taken that one away in the midfield. Freshman out of Texas. Long trip up to northern Vermont. This one stepping up by Kaylee Nault. And Nault's been dominant this season, Caden, in that defensive backfield for the Eagles.
Absolutely. Every time. I mean, we saw it against UMF. We highlighted Fletcher, but Fletcher really couldn't do much or get past Kaylee Nault. She's been shutting down the best players on the field. The anchor for this Husson defense.
And we've been seeing the Eagles run a little bit of a different formation than right at the beginning of the season. This one finds its way to Aviola, back to Russell. Russell's going to try to fit one in, taken away by the Hornets. The Eagles have been running this kind of 4-back line, but those 2 outside backs have really been pushing their way up the field, just leaving Donahue and Nault to kind of play that central defensive role. And both of them, excellent defenders, have shut down any offense in the Eagles' last couple of games.
It's a real aggressive approach with these wing-back positions, just going up on the counterattack. But Kaylee Nault and Donahue really proven that they're okay back there by themselves.
And the Eagles only allowing 2 goals in their last 3 games, both of those coming against Umpy, both of those being quite late. Imagine that game, a 6-2 win by the Eagles. Wouldn't be surprised if Donahue and Nault had both exited that one. There'll be a whistle blown on Lasley, who got a little too physical in the box on that one. And it'll be a Hornets, pretty much a goal kick out there. Right around where the penalty spot is out there. This one kicked middle, but straight to Harriman, who's going to turn on the speed, try to pass one over to Aviola. It's the feet knocked out from underneath her. Messer with it now. Messer's going to take a shot. This one wide of the goal, though. That'll be out for a goal kick. As Messer's turned it on a little bit in these last few games for the Eagles. The game winner in that Maine Maritime game. 1 goal that proved to be the difference maker in that one. That was a fun game to watch as this one passed into Aviola. She has it in the box here. He's going to send one across. No one there, but it's going to find its way all the way to Buddy Meyer. He's going to pass one back middle, but stopped by the Hornets defense. I'm not sure if you caught any of that Maine Maritime game from Wednesday, Caden, but that was a hard-fought battle between those two. This one's going to stray all the way out.
What was I doing Wednesday? I remember.
It was at the same time as the volleyball game.
Yeah, okay, yeah, that's what I was doing.
You know, that was a good game there on Wednesday between the two teams that had faced off in last year's NAC East Championships. With Maine Maritime actually coming away with the win in that one. They lost first to the Eagles, and then the Eagles would eventually lose to SUNY Delhi in the overall championships. Mullins finds Messer on the inside, but cleared out wide. It looks like Lambert's going to be able to corral this one on the sideline. Lambert sending this one back across.
Both the men's and women's soccer teams have done nothing but win these last 2 weeks. It's been rubbing off on everybody. Winning mentality across all sports so far.
This one's going to stay inbounds for quite a while. Donahue will keep it in and send it back to Kenny. Like you said, both the men's and women's soccer teams, having entered this conference part of the schedule, have done quite well. This one passed out wide to Lambert. He's going to be able to put a shot on. Not a whole lot behind it. She had to take that one with her off foot. This one punted up by Husson defense here. Nault's going to wait on that one. That's a prime example right there of just kind of allowing the offensive player to make the bad touch and then stepping to it immediately out there.
Patience is such a good key for a defender. Kaylee Knoll really possesses that. It's hard. It's hard sometimes. As soon as someone makes a touch, you're the last defender, you want to jump on it. You want to kill that opportunity as soon as you can. Kaylee Knoll is really patient, waiting for the player to mess up and then taking her opportunity.
We see with a lot of defenders, they kind of step to that first ball as soon as it comes in, right off the goal kick here. Might step to that one. A lot of times, if you can just force pressure on that player and get it to bounce off of them and then take that ball, that second ball away, that can be an excellent way to keep the defender or the offensive player in front of you. This one's going to be out for a corner kick here. And then this one headed in, bouncing up, Knoll on the end of it, and this one shot into the back of the net. But it looks like the offsides flag will fly on Addie Lasley as that one goes out. And this one, a offsides call. The goalkeeper is going to be able to take this one from right at the penalty spot, or at the goal kick line here. This one bouncing over Harriman's head. It's going to find its way all the way out of bounds for an Eagles throw-in. And it will be out for another goal kick, it looks like. As Lasley was wide open on that back post, but was just a foot or two off sides. You see that a lot on those corner kick plays. The offensive player can't quite manage to get themselves all the way back on sides.
It's hard to realize, too. We used to run that when I was in high school playing. We used to run that as a defensive stand. As soon as that ball is kicked, push up as much as you can, trying to get even with the ball, force the players offside, so if they do get it, it will just be offsides and no goal.
A good job from the Lyndon defense, trying to step out off the goal line. I don't think that one was meant to get to Lasley eventually. It looked like a couple different players had chances at it, but it would eventually find its way to her. This one passed back middle to Messer. She'll take a shot off the crossbar. A little bit too much behind it. Buddymeyer's going to take a shot, save from the goalkeeper. Great shot from Buddymeier. You don't see her put a whole lot on goal. But on that one right, looked like it could have snuck under the crossbar, but a good save from Cordwell.
There's a lot of good things happening right there for the Eagles. Lasley with a great first touch from the cross, forcing it to Messer, who put a great volley right off the crossbar.
One sent short to Russell and then back to Buddymeier, but it will be out too far. It'll be out for a goal kick. Did you explain to him how to use the camera and stuff? And don't put it on injuries either. And this will be a goal kick coming up here for the Hornets, that is. This one passed straight to Lasley. She's going to take a shot off the crossbar again, as the Eagles now have put two off the crossbar in the course of a matter of minutes out there. I don't think the Eagles are quite used to having that much shooting room out there. They've had a couple now just wide open in the middle of the box. Struggling to keep head over the ball. This one's going to go all the way back. Kenny's going to come out to get this one. And pass it quickly to Donahue. Finding Mullins in the middle. He's going to try to get one out to Lambert. It's a little too far for her. They'll be out off a Hornets defender.
We talked about how many shots Cordwell for Lyndon faces a game. She's already at 8, 15 minutes into this one. 6 of those being on goal.
This one's going to find Mullins in the midfield. The Eagles have definitely been putting some on. They haven't managed to find the back of the net so far. How many out of that 8 have been on goal, Caden?
6. So 2 of them been crossbars.
Definitely probably not the results that Coach Mullins would like. You're putting 6 shots on goal. You'd like one of those to find its way into the back of the net. Especially as dominant as this Eagles offense has been so far. As Aviola's going to take this one away, pass it out wide. Buddy Meyer with it. She's going to send one across towards Harriman. She gets a head on it. Couldn't quite manage to get anything clean. This will be out for another goal kick. As they've had their fair share of goal kicks so far in this one. And we'll see what this is about as the referees have stopped the clock out there. We'll be talking with one of the players out there, but so far it's been a very back and forth game, Caden. Obviously, Lyndon not really getting a whole lot done offensively. I don't think they've really had the ball on the Eagles side of the field that much in any sort of strong possession out there. As it looks like everything's resolved out there on the field, they'll start the clock back up again. And this one will be sent out wide, but taken away by Buddy Meyer. Mullins with it here, finding Lasley on the wing. She'll find Aviola in the middle. Aviola will take a shot and score for the Eagles as they put one on the board. And there you have it, Caden. We've been talking about it. Seems like Eagles struggling to break through. Now, getting one to their star forward. Aviola knowing just what to do with it.
Yeah, that was some great passing, great setup play. Lasley putting it right on her foot. And Aviola, from that far out from the goal, is not going to miss a wide open opportunity like that.
That was a great pass across the back side of the goal from Lasley. Lasley coming off a NAC Player of the Week award after having a hat trick versus UMF, as well as 2 assists versus UMaine Presque Isle. Sophomore coming off the Rookie of the Year award is getting it done in her 2nd season out there on the wing for the Eagles. It was St. Louis who had entered the field out there for Aviola right after that goal. This one going off Russell's back. As this one's going to be outside to Buddy Meyer. And Donahue's going to have it here in the middle of the field. This one trying to pass one up the middle towards Harriman. Instead it's going to bounce its way out wide. Lambert settling underneath it. Mullins with it now in the midfield, trying to find St. Louis, who just entered the field. Another one of those talented sophomores out there for the Eagles. Definitely have a core group of them on the field right now. Both those 2 key defenders. This one sent up top towards Harriman. Cordwell stepping to it. Those 2 key defenders in Null and Donahue, both sophomores, as well as Lasley and St. Louis up top for the Eagles. Russell's going to send one out wide to Buddy Meyer. Looking to go past a player and cut this one back to Null. Null's going to send one middle. Messer getting underneath it. She'll settle it, but gets it taken away. Donahue's going to put one hard back into the box. And this one, a shot from Harriman. Going to bounce its way to St. Louis. and off the corner of the goal post. And flag stays down. Second goal for the Eagles.
Just another great setup. Getting that ball. Lyndon tries to clear, goes right to a Husson foot. Unbelievable pass to get it back in. And great job by St. Louis following up the shot, putting it in the back of the net.
A great job there from St. Louis to follow that one up. There was a shot there into the goal area by Harriman. Went off of her. St. Louis, a very short angled shot on that one, was able to get it back across her body. Try to get something happening. Gordon's just going to send this one way up there. No one home for the Hornets.
Number 20. And who's she going in for? 27 for 2, thank you.
And this one past middle here to Donahue. Looks like Mullins got up a little slowly in the central midfield. She's going to get on the end of this one. Going to pass it middle. Couldn't quite manage to find anybody. This one trying to go up the line. No one there for the Eagles, though, as this one's going to stray all the way down to the corner. Looks like it's going to be out for a throw-in. And a couple subs coming in for the Eagles. Katie Benson will replace Buddy Meyer out on the wing. And Addison Clark replacing Lambert here on this near side. Both the outside backs getting replaced out there. For Lyndon, bringing in their one sub of the day, Hannah Battersher. He's going to come in kind of a wing position here for the Hornets. One of the new players on this roster. They've added a couple throughout the season. As the offsides flag will go up on Lasley. This will be given away to the Hornets. We'll see how the Eagles utilize subs in this one, Caden. They've been using quite a bit already early on in this going. It seems like Coach Mullins has settled into kind of a little bit of a grouping out there. There's 3 or 4 players that kind of have replacements out there. The 2 wings, the 2 outside backs get moved in and out fairly often out there. This one sent in early, bouncing off of a player right into Cordwell's hands. That can be a dangerous one for a goalkeeper when you have that play that kind of goes off of one of your own players. This one passed over the top. Nolt passing this to Benson out wide to Lasley. Lasley has the speed around the edge but gets it taken away. It's too far of a touch. Benson trying to step to this one. She'll take it right back for the Eagles. Seems like the Eagles are trying to keep some offensive intensity in this one, Caden. Heard Coach Mullins out the window. It can be hard sometimes when you're playing a team that doesn't have a whole lot of subs. They're not really pressing this defensive line. It's allowing them to just kind of sit there and not do a whole lot. That's not what you want to be practicing out there on defense. They really like to move this defensive line all the way up the field.
It's also a common trait for all athletes going up 2-0 early like this to just kind of fall back, fall asleep a little bit, and that's where mistakes come from. You don't want to see that happen here. This is why Mullins is preaching high play.
That one was cross middle, but off Russell's foot, just out wide of the goalpost. This will be a goal kick coming up here for the Hornets. This one passed over the top of everybody. Mullins getting on the end of it. So pass the middle to Harriman, trying to go back outside to Lasley. Russell will eventually get on the end of it. Gets it taken away in the midfield. And potentially almost a chance there for the Hornets. But the Eagles defense again stepping strong, as the Hornets really haven't managed to get a whole lot going on offense so far, Caden.
Yeah, you kind of got to feel bad for Hannah Kenny making her first start in a long, long time. Just kind of sitting back there, forcing the ball back up to her wing backs when she gets the opportunity.
Nolt's going to go all the way across field to Clark. Clark's going to try to send this one out wide to St. Louis. Be just too far for her. And that will be out for a Lyndon throw-in down on the sideline. And now a Husson throw-in coming in. Fine Harriman. This one's going to get taken away and kicked out wide by the Hornets. And a good turn there from St. Louis. This one passed back to Nolt. Mullins trying to pass one up through the middle. Russell in a foot race here, trying to get on the end of it. She'll get a ball across. They're going to call this one just over the line. It looked like Russell had a chance to try to get that one back in. Couldn't quite manage to chase it down.
That's that high intensity Mullins was talking about, keeping those runs going. Sometimes you see people give up on those in quick, big leads like this one.
And goal kick coming in here. This one's going to be middle. No one home for Hornets, though. Mullins not feeling the player on her back shoulder. Almost gets it taken away. The Eagles defense right there. This one pass to Russell in the midfield. We've seen that a lot, that every time the Hornets just try to get it up the field, there's just not really anybody home for them. As Harriman here, no one around her, goes past the goalkeeper, empty goal, has to cut it back, and she's going to take a shot over the top of the crossbar. That one just got a little bit too tight of an angle for her.
It's a great first move to get around the keeper. Just couldn't get it home. I think the angle was too tight on her off foot. She wasn't too confident on it.
And the whole central midfield for the Eagles in Messer, Mullins, and Russell will exit, as Dunn, Finn, and Haley will head out there. We saw Finn in that Farmington game play kind of an attacking midfielder role, which is where she looks like she's at right now. And she looked great in that game, assisting Lasley on a couple of her goals, as well as making some key passes out there.
2 assists and a pass that led to an assist. She looked really good in that midfield role. We saw her at the striker and the wing role to start the season. Seems to be settling right into the central midfield role, though.
Kick there from the top of the 18 makes its way into Eagles territory. First real opportunity there for the Hornets. It gets snuffed out by the Eagles defense. This one up to Lasley. Lasley has running room in front of her, but she'll get called offsides again, much to her disbelief. And it seems to happen to Lasley a lot. I think part of it is she's so fast that sometimes she just kind of outruns the defender, and teams' defenses can't really keep up with her. And then also the line judges aren't expecting a player to be 2 or 3 steps beyond someone after just that short duration between the pass and them getting the ball.
That's honestly what it looked like happened there. Lasley started her run pretty far back compared to where the defender was, and the defender didn't turn with Lasley like she probably thought she was going to. Ended up being about a foot ahead of her.
Clark trying to put one across. A whole bunch of Eagles there. St. Louis is going to get on it. They're going to call her for a dangerous play on that one. Not allowed to kind of, while being on the ground, you're not allowed to push it towards yourself and give yourself a benefit. kind of both to protect the player and to protect the other player. You don't want one getting stepped on out there. This one back to Lewis. Lewis finds Lasley. Lasley's going to pass this one back to Finn. Finn's going to take this one lefty and saved by the goalkeeper. Good passing again from the Eagles. As I think Lasley had a chance there, could have turned and taken that one herself. It was to find a teammate on the offensive side of the ball.
Those first couple games we called together of this team, we really saw a unique style of them trying to get the perfect back post run, perfect pass to make the goal happen. Now it just seems like they're trying to find feet to make that happen. They're trying to make that extra pass to make sure it's a good opportunity, which is really working in their favor so far.
You just ask who they're going in for? 5 for 8.
And Harriman's going to head this one up in the air. That shot there a few minutes ago from St. Louis just wide of the goal. It looks like Hosford and Daggett will enter for Lasley and Harriman, who started this game up top. Eagles bringing in some fresh legs in the offensive side of the ball. Only players who haven't been subbed out yet are those two central backs in Donahue and Null, who have looked great out there in recent games for the Eagles. I think in a close game, you don't really see Null exit the game all that much. St. Louis trying to find Daggett in the midfield. This one kicked around in the box, passed back to Dunn. Dunn's going to take a shot. They're getting a little bit too much underneath it. This one over the top of the crossbar.
We see it sometimes where coaches prematurely take players out thinking the game's in their hands and the other team ends up coming back, making a stand, and the coach just looks foolish.
This one back to Daggett. This one's going to be passed out wide here. And Benson with it. It looks like to me that right now, Lyndon only 8 players on the field, plus the goalkeeper, making 9 out there. We talked about that in the pregame. They're going to struggle with substitutions. I think they have multiple players who are dual sport athletes on the volleyball team as well. This one passed straight to Daggett in the midfield, out to St. Louis. St. Louis is going to take a shot and saved by Cordwell. It seemed like the Eagles' offense were getting a little bit too many open looks out there defensively, and part of that is just Lyndon doesn't have the players to really match up out there. Eagles have 2 extra players on the field of play, as well as the goalkeeper. And a nice turn and pass again from Finn. Kind of high and Hosford out wide. They have a couple players who are both on the volleyball team and the soccer team. This one pass middle to Daggett. Daggett's going to take a shot. This one just wide of the goalpost. The Husson volleyball team playing the Lyndon volleyball team at 1 here in a short while. I think that Lyndon team also, the volleyball team that is also struggling with numbers down there, and you need a certain number of players to even begin the match. Making the decision to bring some people down to volleyball. Looks like Donahue and Nault will exit for Higgins and Schilter. And Schilter will get it right away here. Going to send one out wide to Benson. The Eagles now apart from Kenny. All new starters in this one, or all new players out on the field, that is. This one passed out wide. The Eagles will have a throw-in down in the attacking third of the ball. And a good turn there from Finn. Couldn't quite manage to get enough behind it to put something mean on goal. This will be out for another goal kick.
How's it going? What's your name? Philip. Oh, nice to meet you. How you doing? Oh, sorry. I forgot what you were supposed to be doing. I can actually look on the side. Do you know what you were supposed to be doing? No, I'm looking.
And this one sent up top, taken away by Dunn. And Dunn's going to try to send one across, but can't quite get on it, and it will be a goal kick.
John, you can run.
This one, a goal kick coming in from Flores. Flores sending this one middle, taken away by the Eagles. Sent out wide. This one's going to roll. Looks like the offsides flag might actually come up, actually. That's in our blind spot here on the booth. But right at the goal kick line here. This one sent out wide to St. Louis off of a player. Looks like it will be an Eagles corner kick coming up.
We know a couple people who dual sport here at Husson, but I mean, for example, Addie Lasley being on the soccer team and the track team, but I can't imagine being dual sport, same season sport. I feel like soccer and volleyball, very hard to dual sport in. Do you ever get a day off?
Yeah, I'm kind of interested to see what that kind of practice schedule would look like. Not sure if you split throughout the week, or say 2 volleyball practices, 2 soccer practices out there. Definitely be hard. Lyndon, part of a multi-school kind of union that's going to be coming up here in a few years, along with Johnson and Castleton out in Vermont, I believe, all going to eventually become part of the same university. This one off of a couple players, taken away in the midfield. Dunn finding St. Louis wide open on the wing, and no one within 10 yards of her. She's going to cross one in. I don't think she's used to having that much time. Had the chance to, I think she could have dribbled that one down the line potentially. Benson sending a hard ball in. That was a shot on goal, I think. She had the time to tee that one up. This one punt into the midfield. And Hornets here with a pass or two. Taken away immediately by the Eagles. Higgins out to Schilter. Schilter up the line to Hosford. This one up to Daggett on the wing. He's going to try to send one back middle off of a player. Trying to take a shot. Eagles coaching calling for her to try to send that one to a different player out there.
She made a great initial move. She had Molly Finn standing on the 18 wide open. I don't think she saw her originally. Ended up just trying to shoot it right off a defender.
Benson trying to send this one in, cleared by Forden. This one all the way across, over a couple players' heads. Clark will get behind this one, though. Pass it back to St. Louis. St. Louis trying to find Clark. Clark sending one across, but just too wide. I'll be out for a goal kick for Lyndon. Hornets taking their time with the goal kick here. I think at this point they're in no hurry for anything. This one sent over the top. Hornets with it here. Trying to move their way up the field, but taken by Dunn in the midfield. She's going to find Daggett. Great pass. Daggett takes a touch to her right. Will take a shot. Saved by the goalkeeper. That was a great run and pass. Dunn moving to her right. Found Daggett on her left.
That was great vision by Dunn. She wanted that pass earlier. Took 2 steps more. Opened up a little crease where she could just put it right through to Daggett, creating quite the opportunity. Saved by Cordwell, excuse me, with her right in her legs.
That's one of those ones where I'm not sure if she's even trying to make that save, but more just get something in front of it. And Ford's going to try to send one across here. No one home for Lyndon. One of the first chances they had offensively, it seems. As Dunn taking it here in the midfield. So trying to find Hosford. Hosford's going to get on the end of it. Kicked out wide. St. Louis, I don't think, really realizes that she had so much room behind her. Usually that's a spot that would be filled by a defender. But on that one, just no one there. This one shot by Dunn off the post. Hosford will get on the second ball, but a second save by Cordwell. Eagles miss an opportunity on that one. Try to get one in the back of the net. Hosford, one of the better Class C strikers to come through Maine. 10th all-time in the state in goals scored in high school. Broke the state record for goals in a season with 61 her senior year at Bucksport. This one passed middle by St. Louis.
Where do I rank on that list? I had 2.
I think that would put you pretty low on that list. Sorry. And Griffin, who just replaced Clark out on the wing, will come out there. Dunn will try to find Griffin on the wing. Looks like Speed will be replacing St. Louis out there on the wing. The Eagles will have a corner kick coming up here. And it will be Dunn taking this corner kick. We're going to send one in there. This one passed all the way back, finding Finn on the wing. Try to corral this one, take a shot, saved by Cordwell. She's just kind of padding the stat book at this point. Has been being made busy back there in net. This one's going to be out wide for Hornets throwing.
She has 12 saves already, Cordwell does. 26 shots on goal for Husson. 26 shots in general, 14 of those on goal. For reference, Husson's averaging 17 per game. And they're at 22 in the first half.
And Hosford here, running room in front of her, will take one touch too many. Get this one kicked out wide. And I wouldn't be surprised if we see a lot of this group who's out there right now for the duration of this one. Seems like most of that starting group has exited. Could see them post half for maybe a few minutes. Let them brush up on a few things, work on some passing out there. Dunn's going to find Daggett out on the wing. Daggett finds Hosford in the middle. Hosford will take a shot, gets it taken away. He's going to spin, shoot off of her foot. Funny. Finn cutting back will take a shot and score as Molly Finn puts one into the back of the net. her first goal on the season and the first goal of her career as she gets one home for the Eagles.
Glad to see her get one. She really deserved one the other day against Farmington. Really unselfish play from her, getting one in the back of the net.
And we had seen earlier that Daggett had kind of got called out by coaching staff for not passing it in the box and instead tried to take a couple herself on that one, instead making the pass over to Hosford immediately, getting one on the goal, or getting one to her and having, or not to Hosford, but to Finn that is, and allowing her to take an early shot out there. And Higgins is going to pass this one out towards Schilter. Plenty of room out in front of her. Good turn from Finn, trying to pass one middle. This one passed over the top, and Haley's going to have it. And here a chance for Lyndon as Higgins eventually comes in and closes that one down. That was Badisher, one of the new additions for this Lyndon team, who had a chance offensively out there. This one's going to go off of a defender and up the wing here. This one's going to be out for what looks like a corner kick, as looked like Dunn kind of got chipped on that one after passing it. Eagles coaching staff not too happy with the call out there.
More of the lack of call.
As it looks like it will be Haley out there to take this one. He's going to send one towards the back post. Daggett gets a foot on it. Higgins gets a foot on it. Higgins gets a second one on it. This one's going to bounce its way out wide. Haley gets it again. He's going to pass middle to Higgins. Higgins taking a few touches, will take a shot over the top of the goal. And that one will be out for another goal kick. The Eagles seem to be doing that a lot in this one, Caden. Gotten a lot of shots in and around that box that they've put over the top of the crossbar. I think part of it is they're kind of used to not having that open of a shot out there. They're getting just a little too trigger happy and not kind of mellowing down and taking that direct shot they need to.
How many posts and crossbars do they have today? 5?
Somewhere in that number.
Could very easily, those 5 are an inch either way. That's easy, very easily 5 more goals for this Husson team. Just unable to capitalize on those opportunities, becoming so close.
And only under 10 seconds left on that clock. Finn with it, kicked out wide. Daggett has a chance to take one final shot here, but just wide of the goal. And that will signal the end of the first half. The Eagles will go up 3-0 on Lyndon early in this one. We'll be back for second half action as the Eagles look to try to build on their lead. Lyndon looking to try to get something done offensively out there. Don't go anywhere. This is the Husson Eagles Sports Network. I'm Avery Henningsen alongside Kane Trenowitz. And welcome back to the Husson Eagles Sports Network. We have second half action here as the Husson women's soccer team is up 3-0 over Lyndon. And this has been a dominant performance so far from the Eagles. Right now they have a couple extra out on the field. Looks like a whole different new group of players than we even saw at the end of that first half. Looks like Shea, Martel, all rest are out there, as well as Izum. I might be missing one player. As the Eagles, looks like Lindsay Reed as well out there. The Eagles bringing in some new players out there in this one. Caden, do you want to go over some of those stats from the first half? We have some possession stats that are definitely quite dominant on the Eagles' favor.
All right, so the Eagles have a share of 76% of the possession today, and Lyndon has 24. 1% of that 24 has been in their attacking third, meaning Kenny down there has only seen 1% of the game so far.
And I would say a lot of that 24% is probably namely off of goal kicks and or have taken the ball away defensively, as Arrest has this one out on the wing. Good pass in towards Shea.
Yeah, so
hard contact out there.
Out of their 24%, 59% has been inside the defensive 18. So basically 60% of their possession has come from them getting the ball.
And Martel's going to take a shot and saved by Cordwell. And Cordwell's looked good in net in this one so far. Goalkeeper made 13 saves in that first half. Another one right there. Obviously allowed the 3 goals, but also faced 32 shots in that first half. Tough as a goalkeeper, but she stepped up pretty well to that role. It's looked good out there in parts of the game. I think I mentioned it coming in. She has almost an 80% save percentage while facing 120 shots in 3 games of play. So has seen a lot of action in net so far. This one's going to go off of a Hornets defender. Will be out for an Eagles throw-in. This one's going to be passed back to Griffin. Or to Schilter, that is. And this is Reed with it in the midfield. Pass this one out wide. Offsides flag goes up. Just a step too far by the Eagles offense. This one taken quickly, or this one's going to be passed out wide and brought up to that offsides line. Looks like about 10, 15 yards off the 18. About midway on that one side of the field. This one passed to Harriman, who's out there. One of the few starters who's out there right now. Harriman's going to turn this one inside. Going to be able to take a shot. Saved by Cordwell. Second chance opportunity here, but knocked away by the Lyndon defense. Good job by them to step to that one and not allow any sort of shot out there. This one past middle. And Arrest is going to find Shea with it. Shea's going to turn and take a shot just wide of the goalpost.
Great awareness, great cutback to create that separation and get a shot off. Just a little bit wide on it, but it's okay. She'll know next time.
This Eagles group looking to continue taking shots on net here in the second half. This one taken by Forden up the wing. And Benson's going to pass this one in quickly. Reed's going to lose this one in the midfield, but take it right back off of her, though. And going Going to be out for an Eagles throw-in. And Schilter now taking this one midfield ways. Finding Griffin in the back. Eagles defense passing it around out there. One finds Shea. Trying to find a rest out there. Just a little too far for her. And Isom passes it back to Griffin. Trying to find Martell. Good step there from Lyndon, though. Finding Harriman. Sending one to Shea, who has room in front of her. Shea's going to take this one all the way in and calmly poke this one past the goalkeeper. And that will be the 4th goal of the game for the Eagles. And
Told you she wouldn't miss the next one.
And Edie Shea's first of the season. That was a calm, cool, and collected score there from Shea, as she had the chance to take that one kind of right around the 18, but instead chose to bring it all the way in, bring it right up to the goalkeeper, and just simply pass it right past her.
I'm sure that one feels good too. Missing last season with an injury, coming back. First goal in the season. It's a big confidence boost after missing a lot of last year. All of last year, actually.
Shea, a junior, missed last season. Played some her freshman season back in 2021. Had a couple goals then. This one might be a second chance for her. Cordwell, though, looks like she's going to get there first and pick that one up. Shea back in 2021, able to score a couple goals her freshman season. Remember last year she was one of the aides for this team. Wasn't able to play, obviously, but was around this whole team. Able to see a lot of her teammates and help out in practices and stuff. Harriman trying to get there first, but Cordwell will come in and scoop that one up. Harriman was trying to just poke that just past her and try to get a shot on. And Forden's going to take this one quickly. Just send this one way up the line, trying to get this one out of their defensive side of the ball. This one's going to be out for an Eagles throw-in, though. And that was Cruel, who's just trying to send one up the line, it looked like. Maybe catch the Eagles defense off guard a little bit. This is Griffin with it. He's going to pass this one over to Arrest. Arrest finds Isom. Isom gets it taken away, but right back to the Eagles defense. Finding Benson out on the wing. He's going to go past a couple players out there. Has players in front of her. He's going to find Arrest. They're going to cut this one back, finding Harriman. But Harriman getting called off sides out there. I think the Eagles made just one too many passes. Harriman trying to step to Forden here. Forden's going to slip on that one, send it off of the press box here. This will be a throw-in coming up just below us here. Like the referee will check on her down there. Obviously, we talked about Forden coming into this one. A three-sport athlete at Lyndon. Not something you see at the college level a whole lot. We talked about it. Sometimes you see kind of a two-sport athlete, one spring, one fall, have that winter off. A three-sport athlete, I imagine Forden doesn't have whole lot of time off of athletics out there. And this one's going to be out for a goal kick. Gordon having scored 4 goals last season for this team. Seems like in this game she's been pushed back to more of a defensive position. I'm sure Lyndon trying to keep some players moving around out there. You can't really expect someone to play outside wing or striker for the entirety of the game. Kind of need to move some people around, give someone break out there. Obviously, there's some positions that are a little bit less running than other ones out there. As Shea is going to go down on that one. Filter stepping to that. She'll find Harriman. Harriman's going to try to pass this one out wide to Benson. Defender coming in will slide and take that one out wide. A clean tackle, though. This one finding Shea in the middle. She'll find Martell. Martell's going to put one on. And a beautiful shot on that one, but good save again from Cordwell.
That looked like it was going in from the press box. I don't know if you really saw that. You kind of got a beam in your way, but she put a right amount of curve on it where it looked like it was going to go in that top corner. Good save by Cordwell getting over there. Possessed it a lot easier than I thought she was going to.
You know, Martell had some great goals last season off of free kicks and from long distance out there. But she had some plays that were just very good from distance out there in the central midfield. It's going to be Schilter with it. He's going to send this one all the way across to Isom. Isom's going to try to pass this one up the wing. Taken away by Lyndon. That one's sent way up. This one's going to stay in play, though. And a shot and score there from the Eagles as they get another one on. I can't quite see the number from out here. I want to say it's Addison Clark out there on the wing. But the Eagles putting another one. That's Riley Speed actually out there on the wing for the Eagles. As she put one into the back of the net, her first goal on the season and the first goal of her freshman career.
That was just a funky one, wasn't it? A lot of backspin on that original ball, keeping it in play. Everyone in Lyndon kind of sat back thinking it was going to go out.
That's one of those ones that looked like Isom kind of got a lot of backspin on it, landed about 3 or 4 yards short of that end line and managed to just kind of roll its way back in play. And Speed picking that one up on the wing was able to take it right in towards goal. Put one home for the Eagles. This one sent out wide to Benson. Benson's going to try and find Harriman on the wing. Harriman room in front of her. She's going to make her way past Forden, past a defender, try to pass this one out wide to Speed again. Can't manage to get it right across here. This one sent up towards the defense by Krull. And Arrest is going to pass this one into the middle here to Reed. Benson to Harriman, back to Benson. Benson looking to turn on the Speed. Will get beat to the ball by Wilson. And it will be Daggett re-entering the game for Harriman. As KK Daggett has managed to put a couple into the back of the net this season for the Eagles, including one versus Thomas and one versus UMaine Farmington. She's looked good offensively for the Eagles. And This one, goal kick taken short back to Wilson. He's going to find Forden on the wing. Forden looking to try to cut past Benson. Benson's going to force just an early pass straight back to the Eagles defense. And this one sent middle and finds its way to Martell. Too far for her, though. Forden's going to try to take this one away in the middle. Going to send this one up top. Schilter's going to pass this back to Kenny. Kenny's going to be able to take a couple touches out to Griffin. Lyndon continuing to not really get a whole lot of possession on the offensive side of the ball here. It seems like their strategy is more to just like get something up there and hope that they can get something started.
I didn't even realize it. They started the game with 8 people on the field. Started the half at least.
Yeah, I think they had taken someone out, giving them a breather, putting them back in here, though. This one finds its way to Forden. Daggett trying to take it away. Referee showing some techers down here on the sideline. He's going to tip that one up and send it over to passer. And Haley will enter for Martell in the midfield. And pass this one in quickly to Reed. Reed finds Haley. Haley back to Griffin now. This one past middle to Haley. He's going to send one out wide to Benson. Benson could take a shot here or send one across. One makes its way past a couple players. Shot just wide of the goal by Reed. She had a chance to tee that one up, but I think that one was still bouncing a little bit. Didn't have quite perfect control over it. Had to kind of rush that shot as the defenders came in.
Want to know what I've been thinking about? Forden's got to have some great time management skills. For a 3-sport athlete, year-round, in college, I feel like I couldn't even do 2 sports. I feel like...
Yeah, I think I would struggle with just one. I know these Husson girls, a lot of them up there on the field. Practice schedule is pretty grueling, couple hours every day, as well as games, travel time, on top of all their classwork. A lot of these older players also getting into kind of internship season. You start to get some more jobs out there. This one sent up the wing. This one passed back middle. It's going to go out wide. A lot of these older players, though, I think for some of the freshmen, it's not too bad. Obviously, a lot of time taken out of your schedule. You have a lot less classes to worry about out there. But I'm sure for some of these seniors on both teams, kind of in that period of your life where you're trying to think about that next career step, when you're also worrying about multiple sports out there, it'll be difficult to balance all that. This one trying to make her way past the defense. Griffin's going to step to this one, pass it back to Kenny. Kenny calm out there in net, showing that veteran presence. Getting some of her first touches on the ball out there. She's had a couple plays passed all the way back to her. Shea's going to try to find a rest. Miscommunication on that one. Griffin still has a player on her back shoulder after that roll from Battersher. I'm sure she probably expended a lot of her energy on that one. This one finding Shea, trying to find a rest. Too far for her and scooped up by Cordwell. Cordwell, 6-foot goalkeeper out of Vermont, or out of New Hampshire, that is. Definitely commanded that box and her goal well. We saw in that Martell shot for smaller goalkeeper. That's one that's a lot difficult kind of ranging backwards over your head. For Cordwell, she was able to just settle right under it, reach up, high point that one. Shea's going to fake this one, send it out to Benson on the wing. Benson to Haley. Haley's going to take a shot low, and into the bottom corner goes Caitlin Haley. She buries that one home for the Eagles, earning her first collegiate goal as well. I feel like I've said that 3 or 4 times here today. The Eagles putting some more on the board. Great job by Haley there off of that free kick. Looked like the Eagles set up a little bit of something. Shea kind of faking that ball into the box. Instead, went out to Benson, who found Haley. Stayed calm over the ball and was able to put that one into the bottom corner. Just a little too far for Cordwell. The referee's going to slow this down, restart it here. He didn't have a chance to really start the play. Second half, we're just having running clock here in this one. Lyndon trying this strategy again, almost works out there. Just sending one way up the field. I think if Battersher could have gone a touch around Schilter out there, could have had a chance to get something in towards goal. Haley finding a rest with room in front of her. He's going to find this one to Daggett. Daggett's going to take a shot off of Cordwell. As this one scooped up by the goalkeeper. It's like Mullins, Coach Mullins that is, wanting his team to kind of pass it around a little bit, not take that first shot in a game like this where you're up by so big and a lot of shots have been free out there. A lot of tendency to just take that one. You haven't scored a whole lot of goals. A lot of these players haven't scored a whole lot of goals. Wanting to get their name kind of on the record book out there. Coach Mullins trying to pride that kind of culture of the team group out there.
Yeah, I think he was just telling Daggett, I mean, young player, you didn't really have an angle on that. If you did a little give and go with Orest, she had the assist. Another goal for Husson, but that's something you just got to learn. New speed of play. I mean, in high school, I'm pretty sure everybody's taking that shot no matter what. New style of play in college. Just got to teach them a little bit.
Well, there's also the side of it that I'm sure a lot of these players who are on the offensive side. This one passed to Resch. She's going to take a shot, but saved by Cordwell. She tried to take that one with her off foot, running onto it. But a lot of these players who are out there on the forward side of the ball for the Eagles, sure at their high school level, were probably one of those star strikers out there. And definitely kind of had the chance and the go to just, you take whatever shot you get out there. This one, a shot and score from Higgins out on the right wing. One who's played a lot of defense for the Eagles, also getting her first collegiate goal. As she puts one home for the Eagles. Someone who played some defense earlier in the year, but was able to put one home for them. As that one had gone sent out wide by the Eagles. As they had gone back to the backside. As that was Higgins who scored that one.
They might have to bring this game ball back into the locker room and sign it. Everybody who got their first collegiate goal today. This is quite a lot. What are we at? 4 players now, first collegiate goals today?
The Eagles have done well passing this one around in this one. Obviously, in this game, kind of got out of hand early on. The Eagles managing to bring a lot of players out there early who don't see as much game time. Daggett trying to find a rest in the middle here. Will find its way to Shea. Shea's going to take a shot low through the goalkeeper's legs and into the back of the net for the Eagles as they put another one on the board. As Shea gets her second of the game. Good job there from her to get another one on the board.
Edie just got a goal. Edie did. I don't think. Don't play the song.
And that one will make it 8-0 in this one as the Eagles putting a couple home. Sure, fatigue starting to get to this Lyndon team some. A lot of these defenders have been out there for the full 70 minutes or so that's been on the clock.
I was just going to bring that up. I mean, normally this stage in the game, you're getting subbed off if you're a defender staying out there this long with this much offensive pressure. But Lyndon's got nobody to sub them off for, so they've just been out there for 70 minutes, running as hard as they can. And then you got Husson over here with limitless bench power. It's a little tough. Two teams on the different end of roster sizes.
And Hosford taking this one. He's going to try to find Benson on the wing. Benson finding Haley now. Back to Benson. Good passing from the Eagles. Benson going to try to get this one back across, finding Haley. Haley, this one just tipped over the crossbar. Great save from the defense on that one. That was Alyssa Fryman, one of the captains for this team, poking that one over the top of the crossbar, and great heart from her. Down 8 here, hasn't had a sub all game. Managed to make the hustle play and get in front of that one. This one sent back post. Benson gets ahead on it, sent out by a couple players, as that will be Forden going down in the box. The foul will go against Isom. As it looked like Benson and Hosford both had shots. And this one sent back out up top here. Some fresh legs, it seems like, up top here from Perez. Trying to put some speed on out there. They moved her up from the defensive side of the ball. One sent out wide to Isom. Isom has players in the midfield. She'll find Haley. Higgins is going to send a long ball across over the top of Daggett's head. And this one here is going to be sent in by the offense, by the Lyndon offense, that is. And it will be Clark re-entering. And this one sent out back to Kenny. Looks like Eagles have shifted around formation-wise a little bit. Seems like Higgins has pushed back to his center back role. Somewhere we saw her at the start of the season. I think Donahue in that first game was still serving a suspension from the season before, where she had gone red carded in that final game. So had to sit out that one game. Saw Griffin start, or not Griffin, Higgins that is, start in that first game at that center back position. Looks like she's moved back to that one, as Griffin's moved into that defensive midfielder role. Griffin, junior on this team, has been with them for a few years now. Kenny getting a touch on this one. Daggett's going to find Haley. Daggett looking to pass this one over the top. Looks like Harriman and Martell will go back out there, as well as Dunn, as Benson, Shea, and Daggett will exit for them. Benson actually staying out there. She came over for the throw-in. I think Haley was probably the third player who came out. This one sent up top towards Hosford, trying to get there, but Cordwell will step to the play. Harriman coming in on the wing. Cut middle, no one around her. Send a pass up the wing here. Taken away by the defense, though. As that was Perez who came in there. Perez has a lot of speed out on the field for this Lyndon team. And has shown she can burst onto the scene quickly. Lyndon's just going to kick this one out wide. This one passed into Hosford. Gets it poked away from her. Martell with it. She's going to take a shot and save from Cordwell. Cordwell's looked excellent in game, or in goal this whole game.
She really has. The only one she's really struggled with, I'm pretty sure every goalkeeper would struggle with. But that's the reality when you get 40-plus shots put on you as a goalkeeper.
The Eagles up to 48 now, 28 of those being on goal. Cordwell's made 20 saves in this game so far. Harriman's going to get called off sides out there. She had the ball in behind the defense, the player on her back shoulder, but was 1v1 with the goalkeeper.
It's hard to get 40 shots in a sport like, brought this up earlier, but it's hard to get 40 shots in a sport like hockey. And you normally see them only get 2-3 goals per game because they just take up the whole net. In soccer, that's so hard to, if you get 40 shots, you're getting, I mean, we're seeing it right now, over 7 goals because the goalkeeper does not take up a lot of the net at all.
Husson coming into this one averaging 18 shots per game. This one obviously upped those numbers quite a bit. The Eagles right now looking to add to their win streak against Lyndon. Currently sitting at 15. Very much on the way towards 16 in a row for the Eagles. Their last loss against Lyndon coming back in 2001. Having only lost 2 games over the last 30 years or so against Lyndon. 2 North Atlantic Conference teams. As this is a conference matchup for both these teams today, as the Eagles looking to build off of their 1-0 start. Having beat Maine Maritime last week, or earlier this week, that is. Harriman sending a ball to Hosford. He's going to settle under it, take a shot, goes off of a defender and the goalkeeper. I'm not sure if that gets awarded to Hosford or to the defender.
I think technically that's an own goal, but if it wasn't, that would have been would that be Hosford's first? It would have been. That would have been another one for the first collegiate goal call that you've been loving today.
Sounds like that one's going to be credited to the defense, unfortunately for Hosford, so she's still trying to get that first one on the board. As that was definitely unlucky from the Lyndon defense. Good save there from Cordwell, 1v1 against Hosford. And she get herself in front of it, knock it away. But then, Kind of took an odd bounce off of Cordwell straight into number 14, Alyssa Fryman, who made that great goal-saving kind of clearance earlier in this half. Has looked good defensively out there for them. Played every minute so far. An unlucky bounce for them leads to another goal for the Eagles. Be a free kick coming up here, right around across red line out there. Looks like Molly Finn entered the game as well, playing defense though for the Eagles. Interesting, usually a lot more of an attacking player. The Eagles up 9 right now. Wolf trying to try her out and then also giving other players the chance for that same position that Finn would normally play in. Dunn passing this to Hosford. Hosford's going to turn back inside, find Benson. Benson's going to try to cut this back. And Finn's going to try to pass this one to Harriman. Bounced up. Martell in a fight for it. This one sent way up there. No one for Lyndon, though, really moving past midfield. Kenny with it at her feet. Has the chance to simply send this one upfield.
Hey, I got a question for you. I don't know how to put any own goal on NCAA live stats because Lyndon scored an own goal against themselves, but I'm not sure how to put it in the thing. Because when I go to, okay, so it says Eagles goal, but there's no option for an own goal.
And Benson's going to send this one up to Dunn. Eagles calling for the handball. I think at this point, referee's pretty much just letting it play. Had the clock running this whole second half.
Yeah, unless it's something really obvious, really dirty. Anything really that would be hard to call, it's not going to get called.
And a rest will come in for Isom. Looks like Benson's going to push over that side. Russ will play this kind of outside back, outside midfielder position for the Eagles. One sent to Dunn. Dunn over the top towards Clark here. Going to pass one in towards Martell. And Martell sending one middle. This one goes off the goalkeeper. Harriman might have made her run just a second too soon. Had a chance there on the second ball.
Yeah, she didn't jump up expecting the goalkeeper to miss it. Trying to time that ball in the air. She would have had it easily on the ground. A volley. Get it settled, put it in on a wide open net.
Good trap there from Arrest. Will pass one in towards Hosford. Hosford's going to turn back inside with it. Try to go through a defender. Pass this one to Harriman. Harriman's going to take a shot and score for the Eagles as they make it double digits on the clock now. That was a goal from Harriman out there on striker role for the Eagles. It's interesting to see her out here in this kind of situation. Harriman, one of the starters for the Eagles. She didn't start in that Maine Maritime game. Could have potentially been kind of working back from injury out there. As Speed's going to come in for Benson.
Ref letting Lyndon catch a little break right now.
This Lyndon team hasn't really obviously managed to sub all that much. A couple players have come out for a second to try to get something going. This one, touch there, could have led to a Lyndon chance, as they've done that off of every single kind of center start here. This one sent up top towards Clark. She's going to try to pass something middle, but Cordwell stepped into that one. They've tried that same ball, just boot it as far as possible right off the start. Forden has the leg to get it pretty far up there and just try to send a couple players up top. Hope one of them gets on the end of it. And that one, a shot and score. Looked like Speed was the one who got on the end of that one, as she puts one into the back of the net for the Eagles. As she gets her second of the game here. Got one earlier on. As this Eagles offense continues to just move forward with it.
What do you think's going through Hannah Kenny's mind right now?
I think it's been a good opportunity for just kind of get out there, and obviously hasn't had to do a whole lot in goal, but has still managed to kind of get some touches out there, managed to control this defense a little bit. Obviously, she's had to have some younger freshman defenders out there, players who don't normally play defense like Finn, who's kind of, that's part of the goalkeeper's role, is to set up that formation and make sure everybody's in line. Obviously haven't had to do a whole lot out there, but also managed to get some stuff done out there and or get some runs in out there as well. And able to move around back there in goal.
She's got to love the feeling of just being back on the field, though. Injury like that, just getting back in the field of the game. It's got to feel great for her.
You guys could ask Mullins what he wants to play too.
Oh, yeah. Just play something first, and then if you said something, because I'm not going to go down right now while I'm trying to stab. Okay, coach. Also, I was saying that it's one thing if we won a game like 2-1, and we won in the last, 2 minutes. Like an overtime victory. Right. But
And this one stopped here in the midfield. Under 4 minutes now on the clock, 3:40 and counting. Forden's going to take this free kick just inside of lines out here. This one's sent out wide. Arrest getting a head on that one. He's going to head this one out wide towards Harriman. This will be out for a throw-in coming up for Lyndon. One sent over Dunn's head. Good flick there. Martell with it. Arrest getting some contact on it. We'll send it back to Dunn. Dunn chipping something over the top towards Hosford. She's going to get called offsides out there. Do you think the Eagles are struggling a little bit with the fact that there's just less defenders out there that usually wouldn't get called offsides anywhere near midfield? But just they have less players out there. There's less players back to keep you on sides. This one sent up middle, over the top of a couple players. And chipped up in the air middle. Hosford getting a head on it. Another player getting a head on it. And Harriman with it now on the wing. Good pass there from Arrest up the line towards Dunn. Dunn in the middle to Hosford, wide open. She'll take a shot, but saved by Cordwell. Horsford was trying to go low on goalkeeper. Couldn't quite manage to get it past her. Hosford's had a couple nice chances in this one so far. This one punted out left, but over the top of some players' heads out there. And under 2 minutes on the clock. Throw in coming in here from Higgins to Finn. And it makes a move pass. Offensive player is going to take this one herself up the line. Try to pass something up there. Finding Martell. Sends it back to Higgins. Dunn going through some contact out there. And the Eagles will be called offsides yet again out there on that back post area. They've had quite a few offsides penalties on this offensive side here in the second half. Now, right around 30 seconds on that clock. This one passed towards Dunn in the midfield. Dunn's going to cut this back to Martell. Martell's going to send it all the way back to Higgins. Higgins up to Dunn now. Dunn's going to take a shot, but saved easily by Cordwell. I think she's going to just hold on to this one. Let that clock run out. As the Eagles will come away with a 11-0 victory over the Vermont State University at Lyndon. And a victory here for the Eagles as they move to 2-0 in conference play and 6-3 on the season. Now 3-3 at home as well. Lyndon will fall to 0-6. Not managing to get a goal in this one either. And we will be calling it a day here for women's soccer. The men's soccer team will be playing at 3:30 versus Lyndon as well. Tune into that one as well as if you want to, and that will be a good game, I think. Like the men's soccer team having a few more players out there on the field as the Husson men's soccer team tries to move to 2-0 on their conference schedule as well. Have a good afternoon. I've been Avery Henningsen alongside Kane Tronuth here on the Husson Eagles Sports Network.